Welcome or welcome back to Laura's Design Studio. Today, guess what? Little windows. That's right. We're gonna do one bangle bracelet, 2 cuff bracelets, and then a couple of these, and I'll show you why. All right, obviously I have 2 old bangles, round bangles here. One brand new one, never been used. So the reason I have 3 is because this came in the set that I bought with all of them together. And then I don't think you can get this anymore. She used to sell a 2-pack of these. So I bought those a long time ago. I'm also pulling out the dividers. That's how we're gonna make a cuff. So this is so that you can make bracelets for anyone. Not all people can fit through their hand through this mold. I can't because of my knuckles from the RA. Even though I only have a 7-inch wrist, I should be able to, but I can't. So we're gonna make 2 of them cuffs. The way you do that is you take her dividers. These are specially made for these cuff ones, or for these bangles. And what you wanna do is you wanna figure out, generally it's the width of your wrist right here is generally how much room you're gonna need for that cuff, okay? So we're gonna guesstimate. And the way these work is you just put them down in. They fit right down in, and if you look at these, even these dividers in this section where it's going to be the end of your bracelet, everything is nicely rounded, so you have a nice professional finished look. Fran does not play when it comes to her molds. And if you haven't seen these before, this is also a mold, a little teardrop. I did that just a while back in a video, a couple days, maybe a week ago, something like that. So with these dividers, you get 2 of these bands. Now, put that on. The only reason you're doing that is so that those dividers are held tight against here and they will not come out, and you won't have any resin leakage. Just an extra precaution, even though they fit down in there nicely. Making sure I got them going the same way. Yes. Okay. So there's one. And then we'll fix up this other one right here. As soon as I get this piece of resin out of there. So just slip them down in. Take your band. Whoops. Not quite like that. There you go. So, there. So now we're gonna have 2 cuffs and then a plain bangle. Okay. So I mixed up 90 milliliters of the Brilliant resin, and that is a 2-to-1 resin. So all of her cups have her ratios on here, no math needed. We're gonna use some alcohol inks. So I'm gonna start out with, I'm gonna move this out of the way for a moment. We will use that, but just so that I can see And I also have some dichroic film over here, and we'll probably just use that in the pendant mold. So let's see. I pulled out a bunch of the Marabou ink, alcohol ink colors, and we will just mix it up here. Of course, I have Rainbow Sparkle out, the Pearl White. I just picked out a bunch of colors, and that's what we're going with. So we'll do this first one. Let's put some, do some green. Let's pour some resin in here. Need to see how much I have in there. Put a little bit of this deep white in there. If I can get the lid. next one. And if you're new, Little Windows has the safest resin on the market. She does not use any solvents or anything in this resin, so it is okay not to wear gloves. Her resin is not sticky like normal resin. It is, she will tell you if you get it on your skin, just wipe it off with a dry paper towel. If it feels sticky for some reason, which I've never had it feel sticky, but if it does, simply wash your hands with soap and water. Real simple. This is cherry red right here. And let's do a little deep white in there. Just a couple drops. And we will do, I'm debating, let's do this pearl white. A little more pearl. Fran does sell the Marabou inks, and she sells them cheaper than what you can get them on Amazon. Set that one right there for now. Now we'll do the plain bangle. There's a little copper in this one. I love this copper. I didn't get my hole straight, so sometimes it leaks from other places. And the little pamphlets that come with these, they tell you exactly how much each one takes. If you fill it full, or if you only do a half one. If you flip these over, you can do a solid circle, because all of her molds are multi-purpose, and it will tell you how much that solid circle takes. All the information is in the little brochure that comes with it. And like I said, Fran's molds always have a dual, triple, sometimes 6 different ways of using them. That's why these molds are so much worth their money, because you're not just getting a mold that does one thing. You're getting a mold that does numerous things. Nope. Let's call it. Just gonna just sit and work. Now we'll bring it back to this one. And like I said, I have some dicrush film over here, so I just cut up a bunch of little pieces. Some of it's the texture one, some of it's just dicrush film that's been fused together with a heat gun. bunch of scrap pieces, so I just started cutting them this morning. Some of them are way too big. Get in there. Like that one. I say this all the time because it's true. This is the clearest resin I've ever used in my life. Stuff is amazing. If I need something crystal clear, this is the resin that I go to easily. I do not own a vacuum chamber. I do have a debubbler that I hardly ever use just because I'm old school, used to, back in the day we didn't have mixers and all that, debubblers or anything like that, so I do tend to hand mix most of my stuff. This one is too sticking up on me. Okay, we're gonna have to do a little scissor work on you. These are her curved scissors, which makes it really nice if you're trimming around corners. think at this point in time, I have everything that she sells except for the creation station. And the only reason I haven't gotten that is because I do use my G3. Her creation station it would be like a mat, but it's solid. It has a hinged lid on it, and you can actually stack them. Do I want to drop some alcohol behind that, or should we just let it be? Kind of want these to sink down in there. I really packed them, so. I'm gonna might try a couple with some alcohol behind it, just to see what we get. I still have some left, so might as well fill up some more. Quit sticking to me. This one is way too long. Okay, my scissors go there. We are. picking up all my little pieces over here. That is a piece of a jump ring. This is the glitter gold bronze green. I think we put some of that in there. Piece of my stick. Alright, now I'm going to come back over here to these, and I'm going to get a little bit. Grab I broke my one yesterday, so let's see. Just going around, see if I can drag some color down. Now that it's been sitting, and these will continue to move. Just making sure I don't have any bubbles, which I've never had that problem with these molds or her resins. But better safe than sorry. Pop off everybody's. And we'll put a lid on it. And we will let it cure. Okay. All right, guys. We will be back when it's cured. Talk to you soon. Okay, let's see what we have going on here. Let's get these out first. Some of these, let me grab my scissors. Because of course, some of that floated. So it's, I got stragglies. This is where these curved scissors, can't speak, curved scissors really come in handy. There we go. There's that one. Friend molds are so nice. But you see how that goes right along that edge and cuts it off really nicely. And there's that one. Now you can back these with black. There's that one. Here's another one that I had purple in. And yes, I'm using the other side of the scissors because I'm not cutting into a circle, obviously. Now if I want to cut this, if you have some on the edge here, really easy. There's that. There's that one. That I put some green alcohol ink behind, or in with it, I should say. This one just a little over pour in the corner. And the last one. Here's that one. Now let's get out the bracelets. Here's the one that did not. This one's just the regular bangle. And section. There we go. Knocking off that excess. There we go. That's what it looks like. Now let's get out. Just pull that right out. Oh, I got some behind the, just a piece that went in there. There we are. You know why? Because I put it in the wrong way. That's why I got some in there. I should have put, I wasn't paying attention when I put it in. The flat side should be on the inside. Turn it over, Laura. Yep. That's why. I bet you I did it on that one too. But still, there's your curve. Now this is still soft. Okay, but you can see that it's now a cuff. Now, because I have a small wrist, I should have pinched that in more. But we can do that. What you can do, since it is still soft, This will be big on this because you don't have that will give you the opening and let it harden up just a little bit more. Just have a little bit to cut off. Okay. Same thing now, these are still soft, so I would do the same thing with this one. And that is get your band around there. See, this one only had a little piece. Get your band around. Like that, and then I would do the same thing and let it harden up. Or just don't remove them from the mold until they're all the way cured. But I wanted to remove them because we are going to decorate. Now you see this channel, there's always a channel. You can do a couple of different things. You can either go ahead, mix up a little batch of resin and fill that in and let it cure. Or you can do it the fast way. Take some UV, grab my light, move this out of the way. This bottle's getting close to being empty, and I'm very sad because this is RESINERS, and I love their UV. Yep, it's almost done. Is it really dead? If it is, I'll have to open up another. Aha. Okay. So I just fill in this channel. It all stayed in the tin, so I'm gonna put it on for 3 and I'll be right back. Okay, now what you could do, now we have the channel all filled in. Now you could actually take one of these. You can make this bracelet really fancy and put one on the front. So it's up to you. Or you just make these into pendants or rings or earrings if you have two alike. Either way. Oops. Let me pause you, I'll be right back. But thought I'd do one up for you and show you what that would look like. So now, of course, I'm going to put the band back around it so that it tightens up still, but that's what it would look like. And like I said, I'm going to put the band back around it. I will show you the glue that I use for everything resin. And I'll tell you why. So let me get this fixed back in there. So there we go. Oops. Okay, I'm going to leave that until it hardens completely. But let me show you the glue. If you've seen this, that's great. If not, because you're new, I will show you. So I've had problems among problems getting resin to stick to resin, or even like earring bags to stick to resin, to stick to eco resin. Sometimes they pull off, sometimes they don't. I have been through all kinds of glues. E6000 of course works if you want to wait on it. If you're a little impatient like me, well, a lot impatient like me, I don't want to wait on E6000. And I have tried super glue. I have tried numerous super glues. Here are the two best ones that I can recommend. First one, Zap-A-Gap. Now, if you go watch some of Fran's videos on Little Windows YouTube channel, you will see that she uses this. I don't know if she's still using it or not, but it does work. Zap-A-Gap is great. The only reason I didn't use it today is, well, my lid is stuck and I keep forgetting to have David undo it for me. But this one is also very fantastic. This is BSI Bob Smith Industries. It's a Maxi Cure 1 ounce glue. I buy the pack that also has the activator in it. And let me show you why. It does just, you can just buy this by itself. I buy the two together because, let me do this other one for you. We'll just put one on here. You take those out for now. And I will show you why. Let's pick, let me get my caps off. Now, with this glue, let me find one that kind of goes with this. We got some blue, purple. We can just do a plain one. Let's do one of the ovals. We'll do this one. Alright. So we're going to put that right there. Now what you want to do is take the glue part, right? And I'm putting it, gonna try to get it directly across from my opening. So I am just going to put some on here. There we go. Put some on there. You've got a minute. Put this on here. Now you can see it's moving around, right? I can still move it. Let me try and get it even. Alright. I'm gonna go right there and hope for the best. It's not going anywhere now. No. You are solid. The minute you spray that, it better be in place, because if not, it's staying there. And you can see, like I said, the bracelet part is still a little soft, but look at that. So, and I use this BSI on, I use it on everything. I use it on earring backs, the metal part to the resin. I've had problems with those coming off, especially if they get knocked around a bunch. And haven't had a pair mess up yet. But like I said, you better have it where you want it, because once you spray that, it's over. So, it's not the cheapest glue in the world, but let me tell you, well worth it, just so your stuff sticks. And this is why I buy the one with the activator. Because it's instantaneous. I'm looking for the cap for my activator, which is probably right in front of me and I'm not seeing it, but when I'm cleaning up, I'll find it. So, there you go. There's that. And we could put one on there, but I think I'll leave that one alone. Then you can make these independents. You can make them into rings. Just get yourself a bail or one of those little screws. The only thing with the screws is you're gonna see the screw if it's clear. Now, if you can hide it behind like this dark piece in here, put that screw, if you can get it in behind there, then you're gonna be good. That's the only downfall with the screws. But let me show you something. Let's move this out of the way. So I'm done with that. Don't knock everything else off in the process, but I'll bring out the jewelry container. So here are the screws. Now, if you buy the packs of bales, which, let me grab my little case with, this one. With all these stupid little bales that you don't know what to do with because they're teeny tiny like that. Or, what are the other crazy ones in here? These. Now this is a gold one, and I only have silver screws currently. But let me find one of those. They have a weird clasp on them, like this, and you've got to get a hole in there. Yeah, it's not gonna work. But here's the answer to your problems with all these weird little bells. And you buy a variety pack and they give you all. And of course they give you the most of these, right? Because they're ridiculous to use. But let me try and find a silver one of those, because those are just the awkward ones. Sorry. Nope, not that one. There's one right here. Alright, so I've got these two little bales. Let's correct my drill. Now, so I don't see the screw, I'm going to try and stick it in behind. Behind that piece of dichrome film. I'll do two of them. Okay. Now you want to take these screws. Here's one. And I'm gonna go and then take the glue . I'm not going to spray the activator yet, because then your screw won't go all the way in. I got this one crooked. Good job, Laura. That's okay, it's an example. Alright. So then you take these weird little bales and you put them on there, and then you can put a chain through there. So you're using up all these weird little bales. Do another one. Most of the way down there. Put a little red glue on there. Screw it all the way down in there. And then spray your activator. And then here's one of these weird little bales right here that you have to pinch like that, and you put the screw through it. Now to get it back up, those are wire cutters, that will not work. Way to be prepared. Alright, we'll just take something and stick it in underneath there, and then you just want to pull that piece back to the back of that other one. Scissors work. Okay, so now you have a situation. I cannot do this. So you have something that looks like that. Okay, so those are the easiest way to get rid of these stupid little bales that you get in these variety packs and you don't know how you're possibly going to use it. That's how. And I found my lid to the activator. Alright guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Hit the black bell so the next time I upload a video you are notified. And we got discount codes in the description box for little windows and everything else. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.